Okay, here we go. Welcome back to my Camino on a treadmill, wherein I shall be, and I have been, and I shall continue to rewalk my Camino, the Camino France route from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port all the way to Santiago de Compostela. I did it a few years ago. I think it was 2018, was it? Something like that. And I started redoing it. I mean, I did it for real back then. I started redoing it on my treadmill during lockdown. And took a pause there for a while. The last one I did was on my birthday, 23rd of May, 21. And just some family stuff came up. My dad's health wasn't great and got busy with that. And was a bit stressed as well, so took a break. Oh, my treadmill is going squeaky. I don't like that. I do not like it one bit. I'll put the incline up, that might help. So anyway, I took a break, during which time, well, actually somewhere during the first 60 days of my Camino on a treadmill, somewhere near the latter part of it, I met lovely young woman by the name of Rocio Salazar Teo from Peru, through a Peruvian friend of mine who lives near me, who met Rocio's sister Claudia, who lives near me. And all happened through kind of series of coincidences. Hadn't seen Maria Elena for a while. She kind of came back into my life through a couple of coincidences, and then one thing led to another. I got introduced to Rocio, and now I'm engaged. By the way, BK has just stopped here. I must try and talk more about the walks as I'm following them. So BK has stopped, and he's it's a nice day, nice blue sky, and nice kind of yellowy grass or corn. Nice grass, I guess. Shows how much I know. On a really narrow little road. I started again with the only green I can see. Everything's kind of yellowy, browny. And there's a green tree coming up here on the right. So it must be hogging all the water in the area. It's so peaceful. So peaceful. Just brings me back, you know. When I do this, I feel like I'm back there. Anyway, so got engaged to the lovely Rocio. I'm very happy about it, as is she. It's just one of those situations they say you know when you meet the right person. I'd heard that before, and turns out it's true. And I'm very, very happy. So we're passing the green tree here on the right. And then after getting engaged, came back from Peru and quit my job. And a week later, I was in London working on a shark movie, as you do. Yes, that's a movie with a shark in it. And so I'm freelance now. And now I am working on a Disney TV show, Disney Plus. I can't say anymore. Signed an NDA. So working from home at the moment, but I'll be back in London then from July. So it looks like my future will be between Galway, London, and Peru, I guess. I mean, we're hoping to settle. I mean, the ideal thing is to settle in my house here. But we'll see how it goes. One thing at a time. Just trying to arrange all the kind of marriage stuff at the moment. The bureaucracy, and when you get married abroad, it's that bit more complex. Hoping to have everything in place to get married 4th of June. And people who... Not many people are coming, but the family members who've asked about it, I can't, and a couple of friends, I can't confirm the date, which is, you know, pretty bad, considering it's like, oh my God, less than 2 months away. Anyway, I just have to put that out into the universe, as I say, hope it works out. Because if it doesn't happen in June, it would be December. And to be honest, the sooner the better. Sooner the better. So, back to the walk. BK here is walking from Hornillos del Camino to Hontanas. That's what he's doing. That is what he's doing. I hope I started in the right place. Yeah, I did. Just want to make sure there's no gaps, that I do the whole thing. I mean, his videos don't cover everything, but by the time I'm done with them, it will be 162 hours of walking and talking. We've come to a nice bit of shade here on the left. I just love those blue skies. You don't get that here in Ireland. Rarely, if at all, like that. Just solid blue. Beautiful. And a nice narrow gravelly road, boring as we would call it in Ireland. And kind of hills to the right. Nothing too hilly. And yellowy stuff, corn, or it's not grass. It must be some sort of grain. God, I'm so out of touch with nature. It's unbelievable. Gonna readjust the mic. Oops, think that's better. I hope that wasn't too noisy. Because I don't go back and edit these. After, I put them together with music and top and tail them. And put a bit of noise reduction on to remove the sound of the treadmill, and that's it. So, I ended up listening to a bit of my last episode, and I realized, God, it was quite boring. I think there are gems inside there, and I think there were times when I was on a roll and it was good. Trying to think what to talk about now. Empty my mind. I'm not crazy on the position of this mic, but I can't keep moving it. It's on one of those springy things that keeps, you pull it one way and it bounces back another way, so. Maybe that's better. So, welcome aboard, everybody. I'm walking at 4 kilometers an hour. If anyone's walking along with me, may I recommend our 4 kilometer offering? It's the speed of the day. That's kind of my average for this. Sometimes I do more. Sometimes I add some hills. I'm on an incline of 2 now. That's fine. So it's funny how my life has changed in the course of doing this. And, I don't think I'll be able to finish this in one go. I've got like 100 or 102 more hours to do, I think. And I don't know, because I'm going to be in London. I can't do this in the gym, obviously. I need to do it at home with my recording gear set up. So it is what it is, as they say. And then I'll be away from here for most of this year. Then I'll be hopefully back here in the new year with next year with Rocio. But might have to be straight back to London. I'd love to work exclusively from home. Seems unlikely though. Don't get me wrong, I love London, but I own a house here, got 2 cats here. That's a big tie. For me, it's like having kids. It's like, I can't bring them to London. And no, I'm not going to put them down. And I love them to bits. And I did try moving them to my parents' house. Yeah, for a period there, I was going to move in with my folks and look after them and turn down work. Didn't quite work out. I was getting cranky. And I realized, I've quit a company job, which is fine. I'm not really a company person by any stretch of the imagination. Went freelance. There's a boom in London. I got in the loop there, and then I started turning down work. I only turned down one or two. And then I got a call about this Disney job, and I was actually in the process of turning them down, and I said, well, let's keep talking. And then I realized, no, I want to do this and I can do it. And I'm actually near my folks now. We both live in Galway, different parts of Galway, so they're not far away, so I can still help. But yeah, if I'm in London, that's not ideal. But that's life, I guess. One does one's best. So, still a lovely blue sky here. Ah, so peaceful. I love the sound. I can just hear BK's footsteps and the sound of the sticks. You know, if I was redoing this from the start, I actually think I'd do it as one of those videos, no audio things for going to sleep to, you know? I think I could manage that. But I actually think it could be nice. And some of them would work for that, but then there's other ones where I'm singing and shouting. Oh, BK is humming there, I think. I think he's humming. And he stopped as soon as I mentioned it. La 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 la. But yeah, my friend Anthony in New York said that the sound of the treadmill was sort of soothing in it. Of course, I've taken a lot of it out, but there's still a bit left. So that's good to know. I'm just trying to empty myself now and see what comes up, okay? Bear with me. I mean, the Camino is like life, which sounds a bit twee. But when you do something that long, over 5 weeks, which feels a lot longer in the sense that you just, I don't know, after a week into it, you feel that's your whole world, you know? And your previous life feels like a dream. But it's like life. There's a beginning, there's a destination. Not everyone makes it. Well, I suppose we all make it to the ultimate destination in life at different times. But what am I trying to say? Yeah, it's not like you can compare anything to life, but this is more like life than going on a touristy thing where you pick all the nice places to go to. And this, you have to pass through places that you wouldn't normally go to. They're not touristy places. They're not the nicest places. Which is part of the appeal of it, really. And there's sections of it. The Meseta, the flat section in the middle, wrecks a lot of people's heads. I said before myself, there was a 17-kilometre straight Roman road that wrecked my head. I was already sick with the chest infection. Have we come to that yet? No. And what was I going to say? That wrecked my head. I was on my own. It was just totally straight, sun high in the sky. I was sick, started late. There's something about that when it's straight and no change and no sign of anything. And there was a hostel I was meant to stay in, but I couldn't see it. Then, like a mirage, it suddenly appeared somewhere down below or something. There was some hill or I don't know. But yeah, that's one time I remember thinking I just want out of this. I'm glad I'm up and moving and doing this again at home on my treadmill. I mean, I do need to get out more, as people are always telling me, and get some oxygen. But at least I'm moving now. And so, you know, some of the days in Ireland, the weather is so awful. It's like No, treadmill is handy for those days. I got all this waterproof gear for walking in the rain, but you just get sweaty in it. So yeah, I'm just relaxing into this now. Just relaxing into it. Listening to the sound of BK's footsteps. I could fall asleep. Nobody around. Just BK and me. Right, BK? He's not talking to me. I can hear the wind across the microphone. Or the wind across the barley. Maybe that's barley we're looking at. We'll never know. The sound of the sticks. The sticks are great. They kind of just give you extra strength so your legs aren't taking everything. Yeah. I didn't have sticks for the start when I went over the Pyrenees. That was a mistake. My knees were killing me, especially from the going down bit. But I got sticks in Pamplona and continued on, and my knees gradually got better. Yeah. Bad knees run on my father's side of the family, but it wasn't like I got an injury that I meant I had to stop, which happened to some people. I met a guy early on who had to turn around and stop because of knee damage. Mine wasn't that type of damage, it was more. I think the knees eventually, the muscles in the knees are around their built up strength or something. And then I was fine for the rest of it. So that was great. It was great being in the EU. I got a card, what do they call it, an E111 or something. Could walk into any clinic and get free healthcare. That's not pro-EU propaganda. Actually, it is. Oh God, bad things going on in the world at the moment. Ukraine invasion. Actually, bad things going on all the time. That shit don't stop. But yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. One would like to wish for peace everywhere, but it just seems such a naive thing to request. Just taking Europe alone, I mean, it's only 80 years since, or thereabouts, since Hitler was around, which is nothing. So, I don't know. I think, the Russians were behind Brexit and Trump and everything. A lot of misinformation on social media. A lot of politically clueless people are easily taken in by that crap. But that's the times we live in. Interesting times. Not as bad as the Middle Ages, I dare say. I wonder will I do a Camino again now that I'm getting married. Back to my lovely Rocio. I don't like talking too much about her here because, she's an individual. I don't like talking too much about anyone here. Respect her privacy, even though she said I could mention her. Hi, Rocio, if you're listening. I love her very much, and her family too. And look forward to having a great life together. I was thinking at the end of this Camino, I'll have a transcript of over 1 million words. I was thinking that I could make a book out of that, edit it down to obviously way less, even down to 20,000 words or something, or 40. I'm beginning to wonder though, if the object was to get something from each day, a kernel, a nugget of interest from each day, would I actually achieve that? I don't know. I mean, today so far, nothing. Yeah, the news I got married, of course, great. But in terms of insight or deep philosophical thought or humour, who cares? Glad to be back on the road. There's something about doing it and talking about it, even though barely anyone is listening. Doing it, talking about it, putting it out there, that I like. I wonder if I was just doing it and not talking, though, would I be more focused on the road, you know, and maybe get deeper inside myself? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. There's someone up ahead here. There is someone up ahead. There could be two people up ahead. Finally, we get to meet someone. Leave the boredom, eh? So yeah, I'm staying at 4 kilometers an hour. Although, if I want heart points, I'll have to go faster. I'll have to go faster. Oh, I got 11 heart points. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go a bit faster anyway. 4.2. So, yeah, I'm wearing my Kinetic watch. Give it a good old charge on the Camino. Got into collecting watches during lockdown. Ended up with 5. I think it's one I want to sell. I'm not getting any more. It's an expensive habit. Not yet, anyway. Sometimes I wear one of them, like my Tudor, and I go, this is all I need. Then I wear the Seiko Sarb, and I go, this is all I need. Then I wear my Seiko Diver mini turtle watch, and I go, this is a fun watch. So, yeah, I guess. Then I also have, actually, I won't bore you. This is not a Watch Geek channel. So I've been walking 22 minutes, 52 seconds. Good. You know what? I need to get fit for my wedding. If Rocio's listening, Rocio, I'm doing this for you. I do. I need to lose weight. I'm not like obese, but I need to lose weight. So I'm eating less, which is good. Need to drink less as well. I have to be careful in London. If I'm working, I will be working in Soho. Oh, cyclists, get a bell, ding ding. They were the bane of my life. I don't mind this guy. It's just when they come flying down the hill, 10 macho Italian cyclists with no bells, screaming for you to get out of the way. It's like, F off. Doing the Camino on their bikes, load of bullshit, in my opinion. But then, people think listening to audiobooks is bullshit. I do that. I don't know, I'm tired in the evenings, my eyes are tired from looking at screens, so I listen to audiobooks. Oh yeah. But, I don't know, I just think cyclists ruin the peace of the Camino. But what would I know? What would I know about peace? So we're catching up with this guy. I wonder, will he just say Buen Camino or will they have a chat? Let's find out. Thank you for walking along with me, if anyone is listening. I honestly think the only way to listen to this, yeah, I'm watching it on YouTube. It could have it in the background, but I think if anyone got anything from it, I think the best way to do it would be to walk along with me and listen to it. That could be peaceful. Or to go to sleep to it, but then sometimes I get agitated. Probably wake you up. So I've been walking for 25 minutes, 1.6 kilometers. Not bad, eh? We're catching up with this peregrino, which is Spanish for pilgrim. I gotta learn Spanish. I'm engaged to a Peruvian, I gotta learn Spanish. Hola. Buen Camino. That was it, just hola. No, not even a Buen Camino. Not so much as a Buen Camino. Oh well. So, anyway, where was I? Oh, it's good to be moving again. I haven't moved in ages. Oh, yeah, my last episode or the last few, I was talking about going live on Clubhouse with my Camino on a treadmill. I'm not doing that now, and it got extra equipment to do it, and then I stopped my Camino, and I'm like, now that I've started, I realize, no, that's not what it is. It would just be too confusing. So we're going uphill here. BK is struggling a little bit, maybe. Not too bad, though. You definitely get fit, the more of the Camino you do, obviously. La la la, in my memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well. I'm not going to start singing there. So what's going on up here? We got stones, a pile of stones or something on the left. Someone has stopped. People are talking. Hola. Buen Camino. Buen Camino. Now it's all lovely and yellow and blue. And here we have a cyclist. Stopped. I hope he doesn't talk to the cyclist. Oh. Nice one, BK. They both just ignored each other. Here's something I was thinking about the other day. In work, if you're dealing with people, there's a certain element of it as a game. Not totally in a bad way. And most of it's doing your job right, but what do I mean by a game? Well, you need to be able to realize that some of it is a game. And I don't know what my point is. Yeah, but there's some people, it's all a game. Work and life and, say in my game, editors blowing smoke up directors' asses or whatever. And, yeah, I can't do that, I probably would have done better as an editor if I could do that. But I can't. But something occurred to me yesterday that if there's a lot of people who are playing games almost all the time, I think, and don't even know they're doing it. And then if you meet people like that, and I'm not saying I haven't played games, but there are times, cyclists, get a bell. Beep, beep. Anyway. Say I did a couple of courses in England. One called the Hoffman Process, which is really good, all about family. And then 2 Tantra courses, which is all about intimacy, really, more so than sex. But say even on those, there's a clique. I'm not trying to be judgmental here. I'm just observing. There's always a clique, whatever, of the cool people, And you can't really be one of those. Like even if you want to, no matter how hard you try, if you're just not one of those, you're not. But the whole cool thing is like, what is that, you know? It's a sort of code of practice. And some people are very good at playing it and just think that's what life is about. I'm trying to do this without being judgmental because, you know, I'm no saint. But if people are playing a certain game, a game of communication agreed with certain agreed rules, they all kind of know, yeah, we're playing the game and this is your role, that's my role, and we're playing it. And even when we're having so-called deep conversations, you're not really exposing yourself, you know? And then if someone comes into that and is quite open and makes themselves vulnerable in that moment with fucking cyclists, pardon my language. Bloody cyclists. Get a bell! Anyway, where was I? If you come into that and you make yourself vulnerable in that environment, people will be uncomfortable with that. They're like, what's his game? They're either like, what's his game or her game? Or, oh my God, they're not playing the game. I don't know, you know? And sometimes they can kind of play along with that and give you some pat response, but it doesn't really go down well. But then if you meet two people who make themselves vulnerable together, that can be a great level of communication. If, however, you make yourself vulnerable by someone who plays, the real game of, who's manipulative, that's dangerous. That's why courses like Tantra courses and that go into very deep, heavy stuff. If vulnerable people go on it, there needs to be, the course needs to be well run with good boundaries. And overall, the work I did, I could say there was that, but not completely. There were assistants who've completed the course who come back to work as assistants. Sometimes the boundaries are blurred there because you're in a group doing a lesson with them, practicing, and it's like, well, and they're doing it, they're engaging with it like a pupil themselves, and it's like, well, are you a pupil or an assistant? And I don't know. And then on those kind of courses, you will always get a certain degree of predatory types. One or two, or more maybe, I don't know. And that maybe could have been vetted better, handled better. Anyway, where was it going with this? Yeah, just the whole game thing. I was thinking about it. There's a line by, is it Lao Tzu or one of those? I used to read all that Chinese stuff. The Art of War, one of those guys. If you meet someone who is a warrior, show him your sword. If you meet someone who is not a poet, don't show him your poems. Sounds a bit unwieldy, but it's actually, yeah, I get it. If you meet a warrior, someone is threatening to you, in some way you need to defend yourself. Often just by putting up a shield, an emotional shield. Don't make yourself vulnerable to them. Because especially if they have psychopathic tendencies, they will use it as fuel, and they will pretend maybe to be making themselves vulnerable to you, but they're dangerous people. But likewise, don't read your poems to the cool people. I don't know. I don't have poems, but I think I know what that means. Just keep it to yourself. Until you meet the right person to share it with. Of whom there are quite a few, I'm sure. But I feel very comfortable with Rocio, that's for sure. Just being myself. Isn't that nice when you can just be yourself, you know? And as for not social media, but online dating, I know I shared a lot about that when I was here. That just never went anywhere for me. Just made me more and more frustrated. And the impression I got, it's like that for a lot of people, men and women. And I know a lot of the women on it are sick of the men. But I think what happens then is that creates negative energy in them, which feeds back to the men. And it's not good. And it also didn't bring out the best side of me sometimes. I don't know, it's like social or internet dating, online dating, you're behind a mask. And I don't know, I had so many highs and lows in it. Sometimes you meet someone and you think, oh God, there's something here, this is great, and it just fizzles out on one or both ends shortly thereafter. Then with Rocio, okay, I'll tell you about. So we were set up through Maria Elena. She mentioned Claudia's sister is single. She'd like to meet someone. I said, well, let's have a look at her there. Said, she looks nice. Put my name in the hat. Then Maria Elena got on to Claudia, the sister, and showed the pictures, and Maria Elena vouched for me, which was nice, because Claudia is very protective of her sister. I was going to say younger sister. It's only a year in it. But, and Maria Elena came back and she said, oh, don't lose your beard, which I only grew during lockdown. I never had one before. But said, don't lose the beard. She likes beards. And she was interested in talking to me. So then I still had someone in my head from Tinder or one of those dating sites at the time, just half in my head, you know, all this unfinished business. One of these things that just went from high to low really quickly, and there was still part of my brain hanging on to that idea, you know. So anyway, we arranged, though, I texted Rocio and I said, why don't we do a video call tomorrow? So she's in Peru, big time difference, 6-hour difference at the time. So we arranged that. Now, at the time, I was giving up coffee yet again. And I was exhausted with headaches and everything. And I was meant to call her at 9 in the evening. I went for a nap at 7. I woke up, I was not in the mood for talking to anyone. I was like a zombie. I was nearly going to cancel. You know, postpone it. But I didn't. I said no. I'd seen enough of that on Tinder. You're meant to chat to someone and then they cancel, and it's really not a good way to start, you know? So I didn't cancel. And I phoned her, and I remember as soon as I heard her voice, I was like, oh, I was in bed, like I was half lying down, but I sat up straight when I heard her voice. There was something I really liked about her. And we talked so easy. And within 10 minutes, even though I felt like a zombie, I said, let's do a video call. And she was up for it. And since then, we've talked every day. Video, text, chat, always video at least once a day. And of course, I have met her then in Peru twice and proposed to her in Peru. And I just had a good feeling right from the start. And she did too, I think. So that's that. How am I doing time-wise here? I have 20 more minutes to go. Let's go up to 4.4. La 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 la. So yeah, it's good getting these workouts again. So today's topic, being cool, playing the game. As I said, there is a certain amount of game to be played. Like if you make a film and you want to get into the Oscars, it's a certain game you have to play of, well, there's a whole promotion deal you have to put together, and they all do that thing in the Oscars of pretending to love each other. Well, the last Oscars were slightly different. Yeah, the Will Smith slap, I don't know. There's actually more important things to talk about, but it seems to me that pressure of trying to be Mr. Nice Guy all the time can take its toll. Who knows what's going on in his life, but it's sort of interesting to see that when it suddenly flips and he's up on stage slapping a guy. It's a strange world they live in. Strange world. There's this whole myth of perfection nowadays that's been sold to us. Myth of perfection, and a myth of, oh, you can life hack. You can hack your life into being perfect. It's bullshit. Bullshit. It's also really boring. I guess we aim for perfection, but we're going to fall short. And bad things are going to happen at times to us. And our friends die, our loved ones die, we die. I do think, though, trying to engender, is that the word? Trying to have a positive attitude helps. Will give you a better life. But a bit of realism is good too. I mean, some people, denial is not a good thing. Denial is not a river in Egypt, as they say. Clear eyes, open heart. Isn't that from some TV show? Clear eyes, full heart. 42 minutes. I have got about 18 minutes to go. Hold on a sec. Maybe I'll stop this at an hour and 18 to go. Yeah. I'll go another 18 minutes, then I got to go back to work. I'm doing this on my lunch break. I'm enjoying my job, though. I'm getting well paid. Good combination. Do want to get back to the writing. I actually feel when I'm in London, might start writing more again. I have to. I have a book in my head. I'm not going to talk about it. It's different to the one I was working on back then. But it's kind of an idea that was lurking there for a long time. And it's a mystery, woman in pearl type mystery. And just the other day I was thinking of, it's like the book is talking to me. And it's like I'm looking forward to discovering that book again. Like almost, when you're reading a book and you want to get back to read it, that's how I feel with that. So I got to reestablish the momentum. But number one is getting fit again and back doing this Camino, and that's good. And I think just walking and talking, getting stuff off my chest may not be wonderful for the listeners, all one of them, but seems to be good for me creatively, frees me up a bit. And he's stopping now, getting his bearings. BK is stopping. He's holding up the camera. So, and we're off. He's talking to someone. Okay, someone just overtook him. Fascinating development. Who saw that coming? Not me. I, for one, didn't see it coming. I've been watching a good few Armstrong and Miller sketches online. Love their stuff. Just even their faces are so funny. But they did one about two vampires going to a Christian group, the Alpha group, which is a Christian group. It was quite funny. I'm not into irreverence for the sake of it. I don't find something funny because it's irreverent, though, but it was funny because it was funny. Just the context. It's so hard for them to find virgins in the modern world. And then they go to this place. They're like, oh, I sense there's a lot of virgins here. And by the end, they were clapping tambourines and everything. That was great. Love their stuff. Been watching Cobra Kai lately. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Ralph Macchio is not the best actor, but he's okay. The other guy, Johnny character, he's the most interesting one. The dark side. It's got a bit of that kind of Jedi vibe to it, but I'm no Star Wars fan, but no, I'm enjoying this because it makes me nostalgic for when I was a kid watching The Karate Kid. And like the whole selling point of The Karate Kid is you got a kid who's not that big and tough. God, I certainly wasn't, I tell you. Who ends up beating the shit out of all the bad guys, winning a prize and getting the girl. Like, what's not to like about that? Especially when you're 13 or 16 or something. Turns out when you're 50, well, when I'm 50, I love it too. Yeah, I turned 50 on my treadmill. Well, not exactly on the treadmill, on the last day of my last broadcast. So yeah, Cobra Kai, I'm enjoying that. It's a little corny, a little hokey. Has sort of 80s vibe to it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. And it's funny at times. And there's I was watching with my dad, he was into it for a while. Then he turns around and goes, this is a teen movie. And I'm like, yeah, I suppose it is. What's the problem? It just makes me nostalgic, I think, you know. Rosio's watching it too. She loves it too. Hi, Rosio, if you're still listening. And her sister Claudia, who lives down the road from me, had a baby, Lucas, over a month ago. I've only seen him once. I must call down. And so, yeah, he's my nephew-to-be, I suppose, which is nice. My wedding ring is ready to go. I got one designed with an Inca design. Rocio showed it to me the other day. It looks amazing. I just really like the fact that my wedding band reflects something of my wife's-to-be culture. And that it's kind of unique as well, you know? But yeah, it's like, yeah, I married a Peruvian. Lucky me. Here's the stones on the right and a cross. I don't know that for someone who fell there, but I'll give them a blessing. Sometimes it is, you know, someone who fell on the way, who died on the Camino. I mean, millions of people have done it in various states of health. I mentioned on day one we came across an English woman who fainted and thought she was dying. Last I heard, she was alive. So Bika has stopped again. I've just got about 11 minutes to go, I think. 5:52, eh? 5:42, rather, okay. Okay, then tomorrow I'll finish BK's day. He is on day 13. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm only 13, you know, actual full days into the Camino. Feels great to be redoing it. Don't know, am I totally reconnecting to it? Haven't seen anything that I specifically remember in a while, but I'm sure I will. I mean, a lot of it's just country roads, you know. And then sometimes you're on the side of motorways, you know, highways. So, there you go. Let's go up to 4.6 here. Just check my heart points. 36 heart points. Woo! All right. Now, so 10 or 11 minutes to go. I can do it. And it's all right. Ba, 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 ba. Living the life you lead. You could at the end of the line. Don't worry about the car you drive at the end of the line. Great song by, correct, the Traveling Wilburys. Well done. Full marks. Started listening to a Classic Hits channel recently. I always thought I was above that. Sometimes I enjoy it. Again, nostalgia, or nostalgia, as they say in Russia. Interesting times we're in. Oh my God. Inflation, energy costs, war. This treadmill ain't easy on juice, I tell you, but it's a pretty minor problem from my point of view. I don't want to be fickle about something like that. No, not fickle. What's the word I'm looking for? Glib, shall we say. Okay, so I'm at an incline of 4.6. Oh, let's go up to 5. Let's live a little. Oh, sorry, I'm at a speed of 4.6. Let's go to speed of 5. Yeah, there we go. And it's all right. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Taking my hands off the bars now. I'm walking with my arms swinging by my side. All I need is my sticks. Need to get closer to the mic though. Okay. Yeah, I might start running again, but for the moment, walking this Camino is good. And climb back to 4. If anyone's walking along with me, take a water break. That's what I'm doing. Ah, yeah. Okay. Whew. And it's all right. Ba 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 ba. Okay. I'll take speed back to 4.8, I think. So yeah, it's official. I've run out of things to say. Sue me. So sue me. So... What do we cover today? Playing the game. Being cool or being vulnerable? I used to want to be cool, but it's hard when you're the short guy to be cool, you know? So now I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Met a beautiful woman. I enjoy my work. I try to be good. And want to get back to the writing because got some good stuff in there. Oh, actually, I resurrected a short film. So for the last few months, my friend Brian was staying here. He was staying when I was in London, and then we were both here for a while. Helped me tidy the house. And during the tidying, well, it's not finished, most of it's done, I came across a script I wrote more than 10 years ago. It was a short, I developed a feature that was going all over the place, but I liked the setting. Then I tried to make a short of it, and it was 60% there or something, but it wasn't quite there. And then I just looked at it and very quickly, in a matter of days, made it into something that really worked. I just had a whole new insight on the script and on storytelling in general. One thing I've learned is, you know, halfway through have a sort of a major loss, you know. Most of the structures have that. You can read a lot of these things and it's hard to take them in, and you can end up in overly formulaic. But throw a loss in about halfway through or so, and it really it's just going to make it more interesting, you know. That's what I did. And so turned out there was a funding round coming up with Screen Ireland. Never had much luck on that, but why not try again? Oh my God, the battery's about to go on my phone that I'm watching this on. That is not good. I'll plug it in quick. Okay. I hope it's charging now. I hope, yes, it's charging. Okay, good. So, back to 4 kilometers an hour. Phew, that was dramatic. I bet you're glad you watched this one, or listened to this one. That moment of drama. Anyway, watch the space. The script is called Tumbleweed. Not much dialogue in it. Father and son in this kind of repetitive cycle of misery. But it sounds in some ways like an old-fashioned cliched Irish script, but it's actually more like tonally Aki Kaurismäki, the Finnish director, that type of thing. So it's meant to be comically bleak. And then with the lure of interest, I'll say no more. Does he get the girl? You got to watch the movie. Well, Screen Ireland got to fund it first. Then we got to watch it. Then we got to play the game. And win the Oscar for Best Short Films. And I promise I won't slap anybody. Well, actually, if I don't win, I might slap the winner on stage. Put me on the map. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm a nice guy. I'm one of the good guys. Okay, where are we? Where are we? I've been walking for 57 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna stop at, let's see, 5:52. Yeah. I don't know. Gonna stop any minute now. I'm about to hit 4 kilometers. Whoop! All right. Now, it's a nice place to stop around here. That. Yeah. Okay. I'm stopping here at 5:52:01. Okay, thanks everybody. Sorry, I was meant to say Buen Camino before stopping the treadmill. Buen Camino, see you all tomorrow, same time, same place, and wish you all joy and happiness.